I've heard it said that fear is one of the main inhibitors to success. This is inevitably an unpopular view that I'm about to share, but hear me out. Generally speaking, people are not afraid of failing. Think about it for a minute. People are not afraid of failing. They are afraid others will see them fail. We so often chalk up pauses in forward movement or in taking bold leaps to the fear of failure. The reality is most people are not afraid of failing, but instead fear being caught failing, or worse, being seen as a failure. We fail daily. We forget people's names, we take a wrong turn, we miss an ingredient in a recipe, we forget to turn in a project before the deadline, we make an obviously wrong move in a card game. We all fail daily and we bounce right back. We reroute, we laugh about forgetting the second cup of flour, or we ask forgiveness for missing the deadline and promise to make it up. But here's the difference. Each of those daily routines is a rather insignificant risk that we took. Baking cookies or driving to a new restaurant presumably have very few onlookers, and as such, a miscalculation would not result in the live studio audience laughing at our misfortunes. So what is the difference between baking cookies and taking a professional risk? We choose not to embark on a journey that could result in a catastrophe because we often fear what others might think. So often we get wrapped up in the idea that if we take a major misstep, we will lose clout and status. Failure has such a negative stigma in society that we let our minds run wild that we won't even leave the gate. But what if failures were more praised? Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall down, but they keep trying because they are praised. You can do it. You've got this. Just take another little step. They fail out walking and land square on their derriere, but we don't criticize it. While taking a big bet on an investment or launching a new business or taking a hard 90-degree right turn in your career could all be risky, the reality is many won't take the first step because they don't want to be seen falling down. However, some of the greatest innovators and leaders have fallen. Walt Disney was fired from his job at the Kansas City Star newspaper. You know why? Because Walt Disney's boss thought he lacked creativity. Henry Ford launched 2 different car companies that both went belly up before finally dreaming up the Model T and its assembly line production. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her job as a news anchor, and now look, she has her own network. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team and now is one of the most infamous athletes of all time. What each of these individuals had going for them was that they were not afraid of failure. When they did encounter failure, instead of burying their heads in the sand or wallowing in self-pity, they each became more motivated and worked tirelessly to redeem their failure for a success. Imagine for just a minute if these icons were afraid of what other people might think of them. Michael Jordan would not have practiced every day and tried out again because he would have been too afraid of what people would have said. Oprah would have never sat back down in front of a television camera if she feared failure. Henry Ford would have thrown in the towel after his first failed automobile venture. He would have never started 2 more. Each of these individuals made a choice to not be marked by a single failure. After all, a single point in time where you failed does not characterize you as a failure. It simply means you're human. What you do next after a failure is the difference between regressing or moving towards success. You see, the real barrier to success isn't failure itself, but our perception of failure in the eyes of others. Imagine a world where we viewed each stumble not as a mark of incompetence, but as a step towards mastery. Just like we get excited and clap and cheer at the efforts of a baby learning to walk, our professional and personal missteps should be seen as necessary, even commendable parts of our journey. It's time to shift our perspective to value growth over perfection, learning over stagnation, and progress over the illusion of flawless success. Let's redefine failure not as a sign of weakness, but as a bold declaration of our commitment to growth and improvement. Remember, the path to achievement is paved with countless falls, but what matters most is the courage to stand back up and keep moving forward. It's not about avoiding the fall, it's about embracing the rise that follows. So take that first step, because in the end, the only true failure is never daring to try at all.